Hello everyone, this is Kira with another Minecraft tutorial. This video is all about an upgrade for my resource-friendly Enderman Farm, which does use a little more resources but is optimized especially in spawning rates, which you can see right here. Now, as you can tell, you get spawns pretty fast and reach the mob cap in less than a minute, which is quite nice. Now please keep in mind that this is based on a resource-friendly matter, so there's no funnel for the Endermen that they get all collected in a small area. There's two ways to kill them here. Either in survival you stand here, make them aggressive and make them come to you, or you go inside and kill them like that. The area is not that big, so it's still kinda decent. And you can't do this for hours and will always have enough Endermen because they respawn fast enough. On the left side of this chest you can see all the resources that you need to build this. In comparison, I have the resources that we needed for the old Enderman Farm design, so it's a little more pistons, a bunch more redstone, kinda equal on wood and building blocks. And this is what it looks like from the outside. So as you can tell, it's really not much. A little more resources needed, but it's way easier to build. So let's get started building. Now there's some important notes that you gotta keep in mind. This has to be built on layer 1. This is very important to ensure high spawning rates. How you get to layer 1, since it can be kind of tricky, I will show you at the end of this video. Now let's just imagine, by the way, I will skip the part of going 128 blocks away from the end island, and once you figured out the spot you want to build it in, so this would be the direction where the end island is, and this is the direction where we want to build our farm. First of all, you have to make a 15 by 17 area. Once you've done this, you have to light the area up. You can use torches or glowstone to put it in the ground. It doesn't matter, it just has to be lit up. As soon as you've done that, I'd suggest that you put a fence around here so that Endermen that fall down don't walk off this edge, because they really like to do that. Once you've done all that, we got to start to build up. Now, two important notes here. First of all, bring a ender pearl with you. It's just going to be way easier, so you can pile up ender pearl down and then put your ladders on your pillar, so to say. And second of all, it's kind of tricky that you get lost once you're up there to know where your spawning platform has to be, which is exactly in between those fences. Now, what you should do here is take this block, which is exactly the middle of the farm. From here you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is your pillar up, where your ladder is going to be. But you also need to bring this pillar up, which will be important for the vertical wiring later on. Do this until you reach layer 39. Once you've reached layer 39, go up 4 more blocks until you are on 43, ender pearl down, which I can't do because I'm in creative. I'm just gonna jump and build ladders way up, so you at least have a way of getting up and down. Once you finish the ladder, we need to start building some kind of supporting bridge. For this, we go down 1 block like that and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the 5th block, we go up 1. We can kind of check down here, so it looks good that we're right inside the fence gates where our spawning platform is going to start, which is right on this height, 43. So for this, place a half slab like that. The spawning area has to be out of half slabs. That's very important. Now, the spawning area is 12 blocks long. Long means in this direction, or in these directions rather. So since it's uneven and we have to have one air gap on one side for the pistons to have room to push those 12 long rows of blocks, you can go 6 blocks in this direction and 5 in this one, or the other way around. It doesn't matter. Once you've done that, we're not gonna finish the spawning platform. This is just so we know where we are, and it will help building the rest of the especially the circuitry. So what we're gonna do, remove that block that we just placed, and now keep building a supporting bridge like this. Now imagine this is the long side, so to say, so we went 6 blocks in this direction. Now the piston has to be right here, and it is powered by a torch underneath. So have a row of blocks this way. So we have here the spawning platform ends, we leave a gap, then start building the row of blocks, and it has, from this block on, it has to be 15 blocks long. Once you've done that, place redstone on top and torches at the side. Now repeat the same thing on the other side, with the only difference that we now have to leave 2 air gaps here. So we start building the row of blocks. We got 1, 2 blocks of air, and start building it here. Alrighty, once we've done all that, we go back to the middle and remove all these blocks here. So just the middle one is left over. I'd suggest you put blocks on here like this. You can also remove the ones underneath, it doesn't matter. And now we finish our spawning platform, which is 12 by 15. Okay, once we finish that, all we need to put in is the pistons. This can be kind of tricky now, since we already have redstone here, so you need to find the hitbox of the redstone. I hope you can see it. This is it's the block area, and then a small part here. When you place a piston right there, it's going to be placed in the right direction. If this is too tricky, you could also remove the redstone first, or rather place it later on. Have a row of blocks here where you can easily place the pistons on. Remove this row of blocks and put redstone on it. Same thing over here, even more tricky. So the best way to do this is by kind of sneaking upon here, so that you can just see it, and then it's placed the right way. This is actually it for the entire spawning platform. All we need to do now is make sure that Endermen don't fall off here, and we kind of have to block this area here as well, so they don't spawn on here. The way we do this is pretty easy. We start going up with half slabs, remove the block underneath, put 2 like that, leave this open so we can get back out, and just go around like this. You can leave this spot here where the piston heads are. This does not have to be blocked, since it doesn't matter if they fall off here, they will land on the platform. So you have to place half slabs above the pistons and also above the redstone. The way, or the reason why this is set up like this, is mainly so we have air blocks all around the spawning platform. Now keep doing that all the way around. And that's it for the upper part. Since I didn't mention it, just keep in mind, these are normally placed slabs, so on the bottom part of the block, so nothing can spawn on them. This is important. Close this off. You could either... I don't suggest putting half slabs here, because you would get rid of important air blocks. Either you leave this like that and kind of go up like this. This is probably the best way to do it, so nothing can spawn on here since it's only too high. And if you want to come back into the farm, you know, you can easily do that like that. But usually you don't have to come up here again. Alright, once the spawning platform is done, we're going to start setting up the wiring. We are now at our block at 39. What we're going to do here is make a 2x5 area. Just like this. And we're going to go from here to either side to reach our redstone wiring. As you can tell by doing this, now that's already built, it's a lot easier to know where we have to go. We're going to set it up like this, place a torch on top, redstone wire like this, and repeat the same thing for the other side. To finish up the wiring, we're going to extend this a little bit more. Remove this redstone, it was too much, I'm sorry for that. Place 2 repeaters like this, which are just part of the clock. Another repeater like that. Connect this with redstone. And then we're going to place a block like this. This is the block we're going to power from below. Piston like that. Remove this block next to the piston. Place a sticky piston like that. Redstone here. Normal block on top. And the repeater out here set to 3. And all that's missing now is another block in here. That's all. All we have to do now is we need to cover this stuff so nothing can spawn here. You can also do this with a too high gap, it doesn't matter. Usually you don't have to come back here. You can do it any way you like. Okay, now comes the tricky part. So remember, this block right here is the block we're going to power. So we're going to remove every second block. On the lowest block we're going to place a torch, get a lever, and place it right there. And what we're going to do now, every second block that we removed, we're going to place a redstone torch. Once we've done that, we can come back down, and since the last torch already started the thing, we should see it moving like this. Now if we trigger that, it should still be moving, because usually... No, that's the way it turned off. Okay, so this is basically how you can turn it on and off. You gotta keep in mind, if you leave this place with the stuff turned on so that this chunk gets unloaded, there's a good chance that the redstone messes up there. It's kind of complicated, but just keep in mind, turn this stuff off if you leave the area. That's very important. Yeah, and that's basically all there is to it. We can now turn it on. Let Enderman spawn. And there we go. It already starts raining. So the rates on this are really, really good. Now that I say it, didn't spawn any. Well, it's kind of random, but usually, as showed in the beginning, it usually takes less than a minute for the whole platform to pile up, and then you can just go nuts. Now, as promised, here's an idea how you could get quite safely to layer 1, since it's not that obvious. By the way, here you can tell the end island kinda ends at layer 10. So there's no block at layer 1, which will make it easy for you to get there. So what you could do is find an edge of the end island. Place a water stream like this. And now go down and place blocks like this. You could as well do that until you reach layer 1. But keep in mind, the water ends at layer 0. So it will be really hard for you to place a block underneath here and not fall off. Because as you can see here, the water ends. Now here's another idea. Imagine you're still in the water stream. You go back up, place a block like this, make it maybe a little bit bigger. It's still kinda, you know, not super safe. I gotta admit that. Okay, let me fly. You know, make it a little bigger, and once you're in here, use ladders to go back up. Let me just skip that part. So once you're back up, destroy the water stream. Imagine you'd have ladders here now, so you could easily go back down. And once you're down here, place blocks like this, a piston underneath. Maybe do it like that. And place blocks here. And so you can just push the blocks all the way down to layer 1. I know it's kinda nasty to do, but it'll be a little safer than do it by the water stream. Did we already reach it? We did. Yep. I really want to know what happens. Oh, you can't do it if you reach it, so you know you reached the lowest part. Now you can do the same thing. Use a water stream, go down, and place a block on the last edge. Do the ladder thing, and you're all good. So I really hope you find this tutorial helpful. Let me just mention one more thing. This basic principle of kind of making a spawning platform and getting mobs to drop down has been shown by Doc M almost a year ago, so I will link this video just for completion. And yeah, apart from that, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.